My name is Jim Mazzarella. I'm a former board member and president of the library here in William Floyd graduate, local labor leader in the area, and I'd like to consider myself also a community activist. Well, I think the current proposal actually takes care of a lot of the questions that were asked years ago when we proposed the last project. One of them being distance to the library. The library district is vast as far as mileage goes, and I think that this proposal, having a location in the eastern part of the district as well as the southern part of the district, answers a lot of those questions and problems. But I think more importantly, having those two locations enables you to do your renovation and have somewhere to go in the meantime. What most people don't realize is that when you do renovate a building and you need to close it, naturally going to find other digs or other places to put yourself is not as easy as just going and renting a storefront. Because we're a library, we're like a school district, so you have guidelines from the state education department that requires that that building that you go into, even though temporary, requires certain elements of construction and coding. So in essence, you need to move yourself into that location with a variety of upgrades. In the industry, they call it a build-out. So you have to go in, and that has to be done to spec from the state education department. Then you can go in and pay your lease charges. And again, what most people don't realize is that build-out has a huge cost. Depending upon how long or short that you may be there, that figure in and of itself almost becomes wasted, because you're going to eventually leave that space in not too long of a period of time, but yet you needed to invest that money, which you'll never get back. So having these two locations, I think, provides that space to you, in the meantime, while some rental work goes on in the current facility. That's a huge benefit. Well, you could kind of almost imagine that yourself in your own mind, right? So even think of your home. So if you have nowhere to run wiring underneath the floor or in the walls, it all ends up in the ceiling. And we've gotten to the point in this building where there is so much wiring in our ceiling that we no longer replace, deadline and replace. We just have to cut the cord on both ends and put something new in there. So I think it may be of a benefit for someone to maybe take some pictures of the ceiling or even some of our technology closets. It's actually a disaster as far as that goes. And we just keep putting Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid. And many times our technology does go down. Phones go down, computers go down. We have great people here that have been able to keep it all together, but they live in fear every day, how digital and technology people, that one day our system is going to go down and they're not going to be able to get it back up. So I would say that aside from structurally, I think in priority order, I think technology is probably one of the highest on the list that needs to be dealt with here in this facility. I think it provides a place of community, a place to go especially for families. My best memories of here are faces. When I walk in and I see staff that's willing to help, and I see families that get what they want and they walk out smiling, and the children that come in and out of here walk out smiling. And I think our programs here are second to none. I think you can stand by the door and ask young families that. That would be number one. But number two, you can ask folks from every organization, civic organizations, property owner associations and whatnot. They all use this as a meeting place. It's amazing the utilization that this facility gets by the community. I don't see the community being able to ever move forward or continue to operate as a community without the library. We always considered it a community center. It is so much more than a library. So for me, in my time on the board, I lived through that last proposal, which was a brand new building on a piece of property not far from here. I think the major problem was economic. Probably was too high of a price tag for most people in the community, and the community spoke. This proposal now is significantly less, and more importantly, you're getting 3 facilities instead of 1, and I think that provides a lot of advantages. Number one advantage for the folks down in Mastic Beach is that they will now have a library on their main corridor, which I think will go a long way in assisting that neighborhood in some revitalization, and bring people to the area, maybe some nice landscaping, another live building there for people to go somewhere on the main street, and as well as not having to get in the car and come down to the shopping center. Same thing with the Marichas. The people in the eastern part of the district will not have to drive very far to get library services. What I particularly love about the eastern location is the outdoor space. We have been clamoring for outdoor space for years. The building here, we have so many great programs that go on, but we have no outdoor programs. And we have no outdoor programs because we have no outdoor space. But fortunately, in that eastern location now, that sits on, I believe, 3 to 4 acres and butts up against an elementary school. So we're going to have some wonderful, wonderful outdoor space there, and I can guarantee you, knowing the staff here, that the outdoor programming that probably will come online once that building is established there is going to be very, very useful, and probably met with a lot of happy young faces. I can just imagine now what type of programming they'll have outdoors, and I think that all ties it together, especially again in an area this large, to be able to have those 3 locations and hopefully take some of the pressure off of this building, a la parking and people. Sometimes it gets a little bit crowded in here, and naturally everyone knows that the parking has always been a problem here, and I think that those 2 locations will take a lot of pressure off of that, and I can't see not supporting this project because it gives so much for $7 a month. I think you are really getting a good value.
We hope you come out and vote on December 10th at the library between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. If you need any additional information, please visit our website, www.communitylibrary.org, or call us at 631-399-1511, or just come in and visit. We have all the answers to your questions.